Hello everyone, welcome to my English 335 final presentation. I am Fairuzanika Zaman and I am working on a comparative overview of behaviorism versus universal grammar. Why I chose this topic? Among all the topics, I have chosen this one because this topic seems very interesting to me. We all know that the language itself is a very fascinating and diverse issue. Language is considered to be one of the significant qualities which differentiate us from other creatures of the world. The way humans collect language is still a vague area for linguists. Moreover, different theories, approach, and methods are proposed on the concept of language acquisition. But no single method or theory is proved to be justified in all contexts. Different contexts take us to a whole separate theory and approach application. At the same time, in the study of language, the most familiar terms are behaviorism as well as universal grammar. Both of these theories are often applied to show the system of the language acquisition. So none of them is less important than the another one. So comparing between these two is really an interesting overview for me. And in my paper, I will try to analyze the similarities, the differences, and the importance of both of the theories. Then I am going to introduce some of the relevant literature that are connected with my chosen topic, and I will try to give practical examples to explain my points. According to behaviorist psychologist B.F. Skinner, language is a question about human behavior and a question to be answered with the concepts and techniques of psychology as an experimental science of behavior. And this statement refers to behaviorism that highly looks at behavior and psychology of humans. It says what psychology triggers specific behavior among humans in a specific way. Behaviorism theory is deeply correlated to the aspect of acquiring a language or of stimulus reaction. The stimulus response is an important concept that must be taken into account. For example, as humans, we detect and respond to stimulus in order to survive. Like if we walk outside on a very sunny day, the pupil will constrict to protect our eyes from taking in too much light and being damaged. At that point, our body reacts to stimulus to protect us. Again, Skinner argued that children acquire language based on reinforcement principles that are facilitated by meaningful words. So, positive reinforcement is given major values in terms of the behaviorist perspective. It is said that parents are a very important source of reinforcement. For example, a mother gives her child a chocolate for saying anything correctly. This chocolate is a praise or a gift for the child that can motivate him more to do the same. And this is how parents can encourage the children. Moreover, according to Mahmoud Nazar, positive reinforcement highly stimulates a child's language acquisition as it increases the possibility of desired behavior. This means that if a child's certain behavior is praised, rewarded, and appreciated, the chances of that particular behavior becomes increased. One experience I want to share here, and that is about one of my sister's baby boy who always tries to follow her mother's words. Whatever he hears from his mother, he tries to imitate that. So sometimes the baby cannot pronounce certain words accurately, and at the time my sister tries to make him correct to pronounce it correctly. And when the baby can say it perfectly, the mother hug and kiss the baby, and this makes the baby more and more happy and motivated for do it more. Furthermore, Behaviorism theory claims that language learning is a product of habit formation. These habits take place due to imitation, repetition, and sometimes the rewards are the reasons too. As we know, according to Spada, humans learn language by repeating the same text again and from until it turns out to be a habit. An example we can say, when a baby learn a language, most of them they repeat the same word again and again without knowing any syntax or construction of that particular word. If we show a child a bottle and say that is water, the child will try to learn the word water by saying it again and again. They are not concerned about any further information or explanation, and from then, whenever the baby sees a bottle, he will say it's water, as it is the word that the baby learned by repeatedly uttering it. So now I'm going to talk about some of the literature review parts of universal grammar. According to Noam Chomsky, universal grammar is a system of categories, mechanisms, and constraints shared by all human languages and considered to innate. According to this statement, we humans acquire language by a congenial process. Therefore, knowledge exists inside each individual, which makes it possible and easy for us to acquire a language. It believes that all human languages share certain properties such as grammar, sentence structure, rules, etc. Additionally, Chomsky believes that language is only acquired by it learned due to the innate ability inside us. Here, one point is highlighted, that is the speech at which a child learns the language and without any training, and the way they learn new and complex utterances. There must be an innate ability that drives them to learn the learning force inside the children. For instance, a baby can tell the difference between the words mom and mop without actually knowing what the two words mean. It shows that all children are born with an innate ability to acquire, develop, and understand a language. Besides, Steven Pinker stated that language is a distinct piece of biological makeup of our brains. Language is a complex, specialized skill which develops in the child without conscious effort or any formal instruction. With awareness of its underlying logic is quantitatively the same in every individual. Through his words, he strongly agreed with Chomsky that there is a biological thing that exists in human which makes it easy to acquire a language. He believed that language cannot only be a product that is completely driven by the culture or habit. Furthermore, he also said children often utter sentences that they have never heard before from anyone. For instance, I would like to share an experience of myself, and it is with one of my students who reads in class 1. He studies in an English version school, so he tries to practice speaking in English with me. Once, in the middle of our conversation, he told me, I speak with my school teacher. Here, the word speak is certainly grammatically wrong. His parents, school teachers, or not even me did ever use words like this in front of him. Therefore, I'd say the idea of repetition cannot be applied in these cases. Children may imitate or repeat exactly what they hear from others, but that is not the only way of their language learning. So these are some of the points I wanted to discuss now from my literature review part. I have a few more points, but they are not done yet. They are not fully completed yet. So I will work on those on my final paper, and that is all from me. Thank you.